Hello, race fans, and welcome back to the More Freedom series. Today we have traveled to the Coca Cola Super Speedway for the Coca Cola 102. This is going to be race number 9 of the More Freedom series, season 5, and that points race is heating up. So let's go through your current top 10. Your points leader is the 77 of Zip. Second's going to be the 38 of Baseman. Third will be the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. Fourth will be the 666 of Pistol Pete. Fifth will be the 799 of Mike Check. Sixth will be the 34 of Super Steak. Seventh will be the 710 of Roddy. Eighth will be the 999 of Deviant. Ninth will be the 203 of Signs. And rounding out your top 10 will be a tie for the 10th position with the 329 of Heck of a Duber and the 51 of AJM. So that's a look at your current top 10 in points. Let's go through your team and chassis standings. Amish Buggy Racing still leads the way over MBR, with Douche Motorsports third, Aces to Zed Motorsports fourth, and Score Racing rounding out the top 5. Chassis standings are Dodge, Chevy, and Toyota. So that's a look at all things points here for this Coca-Cola 102, which should be a high-speed affair here today at the Coca Cola Super Speedway. And they're getting these cars dialed in, as you can see here on your screen, and I think it's about time. So let's go racing. As they get these cars fired up, let's go through your starting top 10. Starting on the pole will be the 88 of NM, and on his outside, the 660 of Garrett Miller. Starting third will be the 47 of Dash, and on his outside, the 300 of Resemble. Starting fifth will be the 33 of Harvey Jones, and on his outside, the 72 of Duchess. Starting 7th will be the 356 of Ice Cream Some Days, and on her outside, the 29 of Wishbone Attack. Starting 9th will be the 42 of Mel Say What, and rounding out your top 10 will be the 329 of Heck of a Duber. There we go. I finally got that out there. So NM and Garrett leading us down to the green flag today. MBR and Amish Buggy Racing go toe-to-toe here at the front of the field. They are the top 2 in team points right now, with Amish Buggy Racing leading the way in that. So I know NM and Garrett are both looking to they just want to get a win here, and they both could use it here for their team, for themselves and the points, career standings, the whole 9 yards, really. They've got the 47 of Dash right there behind him, who is a rookie on the season. He was able to put his car into the second row here today. So that's a pretty good accomplishment for a rookie here in the series. Actually, another rookie in the season, the 42 of Mel Say What, also in the top 10 here today. Both of those single car teams here for the series. So we watch that beautiful orange and black Dodge Challenger pace car getting ready to peel off into the pits. NM is leading us down to take the green flag here today. It's going to be a high-speed affair at Coca-Cola. We're going to see if these drivers can keep their wits about them as the green flag is out, and we are underway. Harvey, already thinking about win number 2 on the season, is dropped down to the inside of the 47 of Dash with some draft help by the 356 of Ice Cream Some Days. They're going to try to work to the back bumper of the 88 of NM down the backstretch. Ice Cream down to the inside of the 33 of Harvey Jones. It looks like it's a wide backstretch here at Coca-Cola as Dash is into the outside wall right there, scraping off a little bit of paint. NM comes down and almost slams the door on the 356 of Ice Cream Some Days. She's got the draft help by the 42 of Mel Say What as they come off of turn 4. Down the front stretch they go. We're going to see who leads lap number 1 here at Coca-Cola. That's going to be very close at the line between NM and Ice Cream. Ice Cream into the middle line as we see the 329 of Heck of a Duber take over the lead with the 203 of Signs, his teammate right there. As they head down the backstretch, leader on lap number 1 will have been the 356 of Ice Cream Some Days. Let's bring up your timing and scoring as the lead is up for grabs again as we watch the 23 of Fuller Than You down to the inside. with a lot of draft help by that 51 of AJM and the 34 of Super Snake. So it is getting wild and crazy already here at Coca-Cola as we watch the 07, the 3, the 34 working down the front stretch. I believe that's a front stretch into 1 and 2. As DB is basically to the back bumper right now, and the 34 is Super Snake with the help of the 3 of the Geek Girl Games. They're trying to make a 3-car breakaway right now as they work into 3 and 4. G3 gets a great run down the backstretch. He's jumping down to the inside. Super Snake down to the bottom of the track. So G3 into the second position. DB's going to lose a little bit of time here. Here comes the 203 of Signs, his teammate, along with the 10 of Scooter. They're working to catch up to the front 2, run at the front of this field, as it's a little bit of a breakaway right now with the 34 and the 3 as we watch the 7 getting a 07 of Douchebag is getting a little bit of crazy right there as we see the 8 of Moon Bunny, teammate to the number 3 of Geek Girl Games, working down to the back bumper of the 10 of Scooter as Signs jumps down to the inside of the 8 of Moon Bunny. We'll see if she comes down and slams the door here. She will bring it down to the bottom of the track. She's trying to work underneath the 10 of Scooter with the help of the 203 of Signs and the 51 of AJM. Off of 3 and 4 they go. Your 2-car breakaway at the front of the field between the 34 of Super Snake, the 3 of Geek Girl Games, the 203 of Signs now making it 3 wide with the 8 of Moon Bunny and the 10. A Scooter down into 1. Moon Bunny looks like she's got a hot rod underneath her today as she is able to keep... Whoa! We saw that. A little bump between the 203 and the 544 right there could have spelled doom for the entirety of the field. As we see the 8 of Moon Bunny working to the back bumper of her teammate, the 3 of Geek Girl Games here on lap number 5. So Super Snake has led 2 laps here as we see G3 now to the back bumper, or working around the bottom. Moon Bunny says, but no, I'm making it 3 wide down the front stretch. Scooter goes with her. Down into 1 and 2 they go. With that draft help by the 10 of Scooter, Moon Bunny's going to push that Victoria's Secret Chevy for G3 Motorsports out to the front of this field. The racing is fast, and we are only on lap number 6 right now as Moon Bunny has taken her car and put it out to the front of this field here today. After starting way back in the 24th position, she now has oh my goodness. We saw the 07 and the 66 get into it right there. We're checking in on the 66 of Hondo and the 07 of DB. So we saw them get into each other. It looks like they might have a little bit of right side damage on their cars. Definite right side damage for the 07. And I believe the 66, they might have some major damage as we see the 49 of Jetman, who started today's race back in the 18th position, has worked himself into the second row. Well, now into probably 5th position. As G3 makes that pass on her teammate, the 8 of Moon Bunny, as the 203 of Signs, working to the back bumper of the 3 of Geek Girl Games. Down to the inside with some draft help is the 544 of Frederick Winklebaum, as we see newcomer to the series, the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. She is working to the back bumper of the 25 of JTM. We saw her trying to get down to the inside, but JTM had that draft on the 544 Frederick Winklebaum. So they work down the backstretch here. JTM's going to get the draft on the 203 of Signs. And Twisted's going to have to pull back in there as we see Moon Bunny duck down to the inside to get a run on her teammate, the 3 of Geek Girl Games. So Moon Bunny's car is it's hooked up here today at Coca-Cola as we see the 25 of JTM. Now working down to the inside of that 8 of Moon Bunny. It looks like the 333 of Keeping It Twisted's now going to drop down to the bottom. So it looks like JTM's going to move into the second position behind the 203 of Signs. Signs going to come down and shut the door on him. Twisted's going to get some contention right now by the 51 of AJM. We're going to see if the 25 of JTM drops down to the inside. He's going to stay in line behind the 203 of Signs right here as we see the 333 They all drop down to the bottom of the track here through 3 and 4 as the 51 is going to get, now might be getting passed by the 777 of Seabass as the back side of this is just crazy. So we are high-speed action here, upwards in the upper 240-mile-an-hour range as we see a two-car breakaway at the front of the field with a 25, a JTM, and the 203 of Signs battle on the track for the third position. It's going to go to the 14 of Liz Has Nothing as she, very close right there between the 14 and the 13. As we see them dropping, this might be insane. Oh my goodness. Did you see that move by the 51 of AJM? As it looks like the 42 of Mel Say What and the 660 of Garrett Miller are going to get into an altercation there, getting on pit road. But that 51 of AJM, he came from high on the track, whipped it down in front of the 25 of JTM, so they got right side tires going on right now for the 25 and the 51. Fuel going into this car. It looks like 4 tires stopped for both of these drivers here today. So AJM is down, JTM is down. We're going to see where they come out as Seabass there right behind them. So that was an interesting maneuver by the 51 of AJM right there. He's going to be bringing it back out onto the track. I'm going to note that the 42 of Mel Say What, as a result of that contact getting onto pit road with, I think, was the 660 of Garrett Miller, she is going to be going out of the race here today. So that's going to be a tough break for the 42 of Mel Say What. As she was running 23rd in points, that is going to put a damper on her season. As a note, your leader currently is the 710 of Roddy. Second place was the 14 of Liz Has Nothing. So Gora Racing right there in the first and second position. We're going to see where where it all shakes up here as we work through these pit stops, and we're going to keep following along with these 3 cars right here, the 25, the 51, and the 777 of Seabass. So working down the front stretch into 1 and 2 is the 51 of AJM. There's the 07 of Douche Baggins. There is the 710. There's the score of racing cars. They've got they got a head of steam. They've hooked up with the 07 of Douche Baggins here. DB's probably a little slower as a result of possibly having some contact, as the leader on the track may be the 14 of Liz Has Nothing. It actually is probably, is it the 329 of Heck of a Duber? No, I think Duber is not the leader. I'm guessing it's the 51 of AJM right here, as the 25 of JTM's basically pushing that 14 of Liz Has Nothing around the track there, it looked like. He's going to hook hard left here down the back stretch. He's going to work down to the inside. He's not going to be able to make that pass. Liz had a good draft on the 51 of AJM right there, so we'll go through. Once timing and scoring updates here, we'll get a good handle on who is leading and all that junk and stuff, so bear with me as we get the update here as they cross the line here in a couple seconds. So I believe your leader is going to be the 51 of AJM. Battling for second right now is the 14 of Liz Has Nothing and the 25 of JTM. Back in the fourth position is going to be the 777 of Seabass. Fifth will be the 799 of Mike Check. Mike Check started the day today in the... I'm looking for him in the list. He started 37th here today. So Mike Check up to the fifth position. Sixth will be the 3 of Geek Girl Games. Seventh will be the 420 of Queen of Hearts. Eighth will be the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. Ninth will be your points leader, the 77 of Zip. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 13 of King of the Aces. So Zip, having started today in the 14th position, has now worked himself into the top 10 after those pit stops. We'll jump back up here to the front of the field. We got a 2-car NBR breakaway at the front of the field between the 51 of AJM and the 25 of JTM. So checking in, I think we're going to get probably at least one more pit stop here today. So that's 2 laps for him, probably 3:12. That'll put us at 24. That's probably 2 more stops, I would guess. 1 to 2 stops I'm estimating here for the race, because I think they stopped about lap 12. Maybe lap 13. So I'm at probably 2 to 3 more stops here, as JTM looks like he's fallen back a little bit. It could have been that draft. The 777, the 799, and the 3 had a great draft going on the bottom of the track, as Seabass is going to take over the second position from the 25 at JTM. JTM does have that draft on him. He's going to push down to the bottom of the track. He's going to get the help by the 799 of Mike Check and the 3 of Geek Girl Games as they work down to the front stretch. This is a 6-car breakaway up at the front of the field with your leader, the 51 of AJM. I am not sure how he's staying out there all by himself, a couple car lengths ahead. But the 25 of JTM, with the help of the 799 of Mike Check, has worked down to the inside of the 777 of Seabass. They're going to be able to break away from that 777 as it's 3 wide right now between the 14, the 3, and the 777. Down the backstretch they go. AJM is going to probably lose the lead here to the 25, as Mike Check and JTM had an amazing draft going to push him around the 51 of AJM. He's going to slide into the 3rd position here. So 1st to 3rd for the 51 of AJM. Here comes the 3 of Geek Girl Games now, as your leader on the track is the 25 of JTM. JTM looking for win number 2 of the season and win number 11 of his career, of his full career here between the IROC Series and the More Freedom Series. He has that hammer down here at Coca-Cola, as AJM down to his inside right now, working down the backstretch into 3 and 4. We're going to see what kind of draft help the 3 gives here. So definitely that lower line is a little bit faster than the high line, even with or without the draft, I think. But we're watching the 3 of Geek Girl Games work down to the inside of the 25 at JTM. So again, we're looking at a 6-car breakaway up here at the front of the field, as G3 works into the 2nd position behind the 51 of AJM. And here comes the 777 of Seabass, as well as the 14 of Liz Has Nothing. Liz still riding a half a lane low. That's going to allow the 799 of Mike Check to roll up beside her, as the 777 and the 3 working down to the inside of the 51 of AJM. We'll see what happens with the 25 as the 777 of Seabass. He is trying his darndest right now to get underneath the 3 of Geek Girl Games down the front stretch. 15 laps remain here at Coca-Cola. So I think we're probably going to get they could probably get one more stop here today. It's going to be so close on fuel here today at Coca-Cola. I'm doing some math magicianals in my head, and it's telling me that it's going to be close. With 14 laps to go, AJM out to the lead right now. It looks like they are dropping down to the pits, so we're going to follow your leader, the 51 of AJM, as he jumps down into the pits. We see the 96 of Nico and the 38 of Baseman peel off as well. So they're getting probably, I would say, no, that's the pace car up there. So it looks like they've got an open run into the pits as we watch the 51 pull in. He's got right side tires going on. That Zen Dodge for MBR, as we see the 25 got right side tires going on. Looks like it's going to be a 4-tire stop for both these drivers as they're packing as much fuel in as they can here. AJM is down, the 25 is down, the 3 is down, the 77, the 777 is down. That's a great pit stop for the 96 of Nico, the 660, and the 38 of Baseman. So AJM again out of the pits first, as we see they might be getting lapped here, but we're gonna say I'm not even saying it. Not even saying it. Your leader on the track is the 14 of Liz Has Nothing, as the 3 of Geek Girl Games to the back bumper right here of the 51 of AJM. Working through the gears, we see a couple other MBR cars, the 25 and the 96 hooked up now. So I'm assuming that we have pretty much everybody else coming into the pits. Jump through this field real fast. There's the 14. I don't know that she's pitted yet. I think the 14 of Liz Has Nothing is putting it all on the line here to try to get a win. And if she can get it... Listen, right now, this is going to be the biggest pit stop of her young career. Coming into the pits is the 14 of Liz Has Nothing. She comes in as your leader, and it is going to have to be the biggest pit stop that she's ever had. Oh, I don't know. There's the 51. Or there's the 14. Or they actually are a lap down. So, biggest pit stop of her career right now is the 14 of Liz Has Nothing. She's got left side tires going on. She's going to have a great drafting partner behind her in the 00 of Mudbone, perennial Super Speedway champion, the 00 of Mudbone. So Liz Has Nothing has put herself in a position with that pit stop. If the other people in the field have to stop, she could be the one that wins this race as a result. So they are making their way around the track. We're going to follow along with Liz, see what she does. And again, great pit strategy by this Scorer Racing here today. And they have great fuel mileage, as she is, again, still your leader. It looks like that 51 and that 3, this is probably going to be the two people that are out to the lead. But again, are they going to have enough fuel to make it to the end of this race here today? So Liz with a great strategy. Unfortunately, I think it was because there was just nobody to draft with her. She was kind of out there on an island all by herself, and without that draft help, that's going to push you back. You're going to lose, going 247 miles an hour. But 3-car breakaway up here at the front of the field between the 51, the 3, and the 777 of Seabass. Let's go through your current top 10 as we see the 777 working down to the inside of the 3 of Geek Girl Games. We'll see if he makes his pass here. Looks like the draft on the high line might be the way to go between the 51 and the 3. So your leader is the 51 of AJM. Second's going to be the 3 of Geek Girl Games. Third will be the 777 of Seabass. Currently in fourth will be the 799 of Mike Check. Fifth will be the 8 of Moon Bunny. Sixth will be the 25 of JTM. Seventh will be the 14 of Liz Has Nothing. Eighth will be the 77 of Zip. Ninth will be the 96 of Nico. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 333 of Keep It Twisted. So, oh no! Oh no, huge, unfortunate break. We saw it happen live, folks. The 14 of Liz Has Nothing's engine blew. The announcer's curse got her here today, folks. Her engine blows. She spins out in front of the field. Luckily hopefully only a couple drivers with her, but that is a tough break for the 14 of Liz Has Nothing, as we are under caution here at Coca-Cola for the first time today with 8 laps to go. So that could put a seal in who makes it and who doesn't here today. with your leader is the 51 of AJM. And second's going to be that 3 of Geek Girl Games. Third will be the 777 of Seabass. Fourth will be the 8 of Moon Bunny. And running at your top 5 right now is going to be the 25 of JTM. That 66 of Hondo is a lap down. Wait, is Hondo a lap down? Hondo is 3 laps down. Hondo was involved in that incident earlier with his teammate, the 66 of or the 07 of DB. And so he's got some damage. So he's 3 laps down right now as they were working to fix that car. So we're going to see if anybody is a taker for pit road here. AJM is... Looks like we got some takers for pit road, folks. So about half the field looks like they're coming in for maybe tires, maybe fuel. We'll check it. We'll watch. We'll watch it. We'll see what they get right here as AJM leading us down on pit road. Looks like the 11 of TC Roberts was involved in that incident as well. We'll see what AJM does. Maybe fuel only. Looks like it's a fuel only stop for both the 51 and the 25. They're both away. They're not down. They were both already down, but they are coming out. They are on their way. So it looks like the fuel only for all those drivers here. Let's go through and see what happened. Let's see what brought out that. We saw what brought out the caution, but let's watch it happen. So we're going to watch this happen again. Again, Liz's engine is just going to let go going into turn 1. We see her engine let go, and she just loses it on the track. Looks like that's going to involve the 14, the 420, and the 544. Luckily, everybody else makes it through, I think. From the roof cam on the 420 at Queen of Hearts. Well, out of the race as a result of that caution, or a result of that accident, is going to be the 420 at Queen of Hearts. The 14 of Liz Has Nothing, and the 544 of Frederick Winklebaum. So they are going to be out of this race. I am looking. TC is TC is now being reported as out of the race as well. So again, out of the race as a result of that incident. It's going to be the 420 of Queen of Hearts, the 14 of Liz Has Nothing, the 544 of Frederick Winklebaum, and the 11 of TC Roberts. Really nothing Liz could do there. Her engine let go, probably got a lot of oil onto her tires, and ended up causing her to spin as she got down. She was trying to get off the racetrack, and at those speeds, just nothing she could do as we follow along with that beautiful orange and black Dodge Challenger pace car. Just going to have about three or four laps to go when we go back to green. Let's go through your current top 10. Your leader is the 777 of Seabass. Second's going to be the 8 of Moon Bunny. Third will be the 799 of Mike Check. Fourth will be the 77 of Zip. Fifth will be the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. Sixth will be the 34 of Super Snake. Seventh will be the 203 of Signs. Eighth will be the 00 of Mudbone. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 13 of King of the Aces. So we're going to see if all these drivers can make it to the end of this race, or if the 51, the 3, the 25, the 96, all of those drivers had the great strategy of pitting and then getting enough fuel in their car. So it's like we're watching Honda go to the back of the line here. So instead of starting up at the front, lap cars will start in the back of the pack. They'll go to the back. They'll fall to the rear. So currently a lap down is the 329 of Heck of a Duber and the 07 of Douche Baggins. Honda's going to be 3 laps down. Again, we saw that incident between himself and the 07 early in the race. Lights are out on that beautiful orange and black Dodge Challenger pace car. We're going to see what Seabass has up here at the front of this field today. Possibly another win for Amish Buggy Racing. They have I was talking to that 777 earlier this week, and I said, Seabass, what are you guys putting in your engines? Is it something in your fuel? What's going on? And he just smiled and was just like declined to comment on what they've been doing, what they did to get their cars to do what it's doing here this season. Pretty impressive as we see the 777, the 77, the 34, and the 00 in the top 10 right now. But Seabass bringing us down to the green flag, hopefully for the final time here today at Coca-Cola with about 3 or 4 laps to go when they cross the stripe. Your leader is that 777. Green flag is out. We're back underway here at Coca-Cola. Down into turn 1, Moon Bunny with a great jump on the outside with the help of the 77 to zip. Seabass trying to get that car wound up as Moon Bunny drops down to the inside. He's going to get some draft now with the 777 to Seabass. That's going to help the 333 keeping it twisted. So Moon Bunny out to the top position again here today as we're watching a battle on the track. Now for the lead between the 77, the 777 to Seabass and the 8 of Moon Bunny. He's going to get a lot of help here by the 77 to Zip, your points leader. As we see them breaking off, they are going into the pits, folks. So they weren't going to make it all the way. Your leader on the track, the 8 of Moon Bunny. So those drivers that stopped could be rubbing their hands together right now. They could be like, yeah, we stopped. We're going to get this win. But we don't know yet. We don't know, as the 8 of Moon Bunny is your leader now on the track. In second place is going to be the 13 of King of the Aces and the 333 of Keeping It Twisted as they work down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Couple laps to go here at Coca-Cola. The 8 of Moon Bunny out to the lead with the 13 of King of the Aces right behind. Sounds like we might have an accident on the track, folks. That's going to do it. They're going to cross the line. Moon Bunny's going to cross the line as your leader. She's going to be your winner here today as we're going to have an accident on the track. It's going to involve the 799, the 47, looks like the 72, the 23, the 660, the 38, the 07, the 329, the 47. Looks like it involves the 203 of Signs as well, so we'll jump back up here to the front of your field. We're going to watch Moon Bunny. She's going to come around and probably take the white flag here in a moment as we watch the 77 of Zip just zip past the Moon Bunny there. So Garrett is being shown as out of the race right now as we're going to see, we should see the white flag here today as they come off of the turn. So unfortunate. We had to race back to the, whoa. The 999 of Deviant has to pit here today. He's not going to be able to make it to the end. So a huge deal for the 999 of Deviant, who is running out of gas, has to pit. Well, this might change the whole thing. This might change the whole thing. Are we going to have anybody else drop out? So we're going to have to follow this along to the end. As Moon Bunny, again, she is your leader. Let's go through your current top 10 right now. So your leader is the 8 of Moon Bunny. Second's going to be the 13 of King of the Aces. Third will be the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. Fourth will be the 20 of Adam B 5000. Fifth will be the 29 of Wishbone Attack. Sixth will be the 33 of Harvey Jones. Seventh will be the 34 of Super Snake. Eighth will be the 51 of AJM. Ninth will be the 25 of JTM. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 00 of Mudbone. Pole sitter, the 88 of NM, currently runs back in the 19th position. Garrett's going to be out of the race as a result of that accident. I'm not sure what happened. Looks like Ice Cream is out as well, as Mike Check, Baseman, and DB all out of the race. Dash is in the pits right now. We'll see if he's able to come back out. Moon Bunny's going to be bringing us down. If she can make it all the way, might have to start weaving that car back and forth to get a little bit more gas in it towards the pickup. But if she can make it all the way to the front stretch, she was going to win this race here. So just an unfortunate situation, you know, we're ending under caution, but it does happen sometimes here in the More Freedom series. Checker flags out for your race winner here today at Coca-Cola, the 8 of Moon Bunny. So Moon Bunny comes from back in the 24th position. She had a very strong car all day for G3 Motorsports, able to take that, put it out to the front, ends up getting the win. We don't know what would have happened if it had gone green all the way. She may have had to pit, but I think that was a saving grace probably here today, was the fact that that caution did come out. Let's get through your finishing top 10 real fast. Your winner is the 8 of Moon. Well, actually, let's go ahead and see what brought out that caution real fast. Well, I'm not sure what happens. Let's watch this happen, though. So it looked like contact between the 00 and possibly the 203 assigns. Here we go from a different angle. 4 wide racing. 203 gets into it with the 00 and the 23. That's going to turn a lot of people. And we see the 660 get into it. There's the 07 and the 799. Well, we can finally give you the finishing order here today, the official finishing order. Your winner is the 8 of Moon Bunny. Second's going to be the 13 of King of the Aces. Third will be the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. Fourth will be the 20 of Adam B5000. Fifth will be the 29 of Wishbone Attack. Sixth will be the 33 of Harvey Jones. Seventh will be the 34 of Super Snake. Eighth will be the 51 of AJM. Ninth will be the 25 of JTM. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 00 of Mudbone. So that's a look at your finishing top 10 today for this Coca-Cola 102. We're going to slow it down next week because we're going to Chicagoland for the Chicagoland 80. And I say slow it down. We're still going to be going pretty fast, but not as fast as we were going here today. So we're going to look forward to next week at Chicagoland. Interesting day for points. Let's see how your point standings are looking right now. Let's also check in on your team and chassis standings, see who's leading the way there. Well, it was a crazy race here at Coca-Cola for the Coca-Cola 102. We ended that race on that caution, was at the second caution of the day, and great racing up until the last few laps there, but hey, Moon Bunny comes in. She is able to put her car out on the point and ends up getting the win. And so congratulations. Your winner again here today is the 8 of Moon Bunny. And she had a fantastic car here today. G3 Motorsports really gave her a great car. We'll see what she can do next week as we head to Chicagoland. And until then, take care.